Good day, everyone. I am Daisy Humangin,
And I am Teresa Nasmin.
and we are going to present the Ice Water Traditional Games. Traditional games are an important part of Filipino culture and childhood experiences. These games provide fun, physical exercise, and opportunities for children to interact with one another. These also help develop teamwork, cooperation, and social skills. One of the most popular Filipino games is Ice Water, a local version of freeze tag.
Tribe or indigenous group. So in this game, there's no specific tribe. It is traditional Filipino children's folk game. This game is not owned by any indigenous group. It is a community-based game commonly played by Filipino children in different regions of the country. This game commonly played nationwide in schools, barangays, and neighborhoods, specifically in the Philippines.
Ice Water is a traditional Filipino street game that belongs to the cultural category of Laro ng Lahi, or Games of the Race.
So as a local adaptation of universal game of freeze tag, it has been passed down through generations through oral tradition and communal play in neighborhoods across the Philippines.
The game emerged as a creative way for children to socialize and stay active without the needs for expensive equipment. So it only requires an open space and a group of friends.
So the game reflects the Filipino value of pakikipagkapwa-tao or social interaction because players work together and risk being caught in order to rescue their frozen teammates.
These games is more than just a pastime. It helps develop teamwork, strategy, and physical fitness among children.
So it is also known for its playful chant. Ice water, if your shoes are dirty, please go home and change it. While there is no single recorded inventor, the game remains an important part of Filipino childhood and cultural heritage.
The primary goal of Ice Water depends on the role of each players. For the it or taya, the objective is to chase and tag all the other players while shouting ice to freeze them in place. The taya wins once every player is frozen.
For the players, the goal is to avoid being tagged while working together to rescue frozen teammates. A player can unfreeze a teammate by touching them and shouting water or tubig. So the skills and values developed are teamwork and cooperation, strategic thinking, physical fitness, social interaction or pakikipagkapwa-tao, resilience, and determination.
So for the mechanics and rules of the game, the number of players, at least 3 players, are needed. But the game is more exciting with 10 or more participants. This game is commonly played by children and teenagers, but it can be enjoyed by all ages.
Procedure of the game. First, players stand in a circle with one foot forward. Second, a player points to each foot while chanting ice water, if your shoes are dirty, please go home and change it. Third, the last person pointed to becomes the taya. Fourth, the remaining players scatter around the playing area. Fifth, the taya chases and tags players.
6. When a player is tagged, the taya says ice, and the players must freeze. 7. Frozen players cannot move. 8. Other active players can rescue team by touching them and saying water or tubig. 9. The game continues until all players are frozen. Determination of winner. The taya wins if all players are frozen. The players win if they continue rescuing teammates and avoid being frozen. Ending of the game, when all players are frozen, the taya may shout Viva! Followed by an action such as sit or jump. The last player to perform the action becomes the next taya.
One of the best parts of ice water is that it requires no equipment or materials. Players only need an open space and enough participants. For playing area or setting, ice water is traditionally played in open outdoor spaces that allow players to run freely.
So the common playing areas are neighborhood streets and alleys, school grounds, backyards and lawns, park and public plazas, indoor gymnasium or covered courts.
So these are the pictures on how to play the ice water traditional games. Playing Ice Water shows us that Filipino culture values helping one another. The game teaches teamwork because players must be brave enough to rescue their friends even if they might get caught. It also demonstrates the creativity of Filipino children who do not need expensive toys to enjoy themselves, only a wide space and a fun chant.
These games reflect the Filipino values of discarte or resourcefulness. It is important to preserve the traditional games because they bring people together in real world. In a time when many children spend hours on mobile phones, games like Ice Water encourage running, laughing, and face-to-face interaction.
Traditional games are a valuable part of our heritage. They help children stay healthy, follow rules, develop social skills, and strengthen friendships. Most importantly, they keep our culture alive and ensure that these joyful traditions are passed on to future generations. And that's all.
Thank you.